You were the closest vessel to me. Consider yourself now in company.
I decide to peek around my apartment just to make sure that no one's messing with me, and just to see if I'm truly alone. And then I think to myself, who are you? What is this?
Yeah, you're kind of like ripping apart your whole room. Like, is there like a speaker or something? Like, is somebody fucking
Exactly.
with you? Uh, um, with that, you hear the voice again, and it says, I can sense your blood rate is up. You are nervous, you are tense, and you are scared. That is not going to do. In order for you and I to survive as one creature, and it pauses, we are going to have to work as one. My instinct is to find the closest vessel and to possess. However, in my very early stages, I do not have the strength to survive very long on my own without a host. And the vessel I found was dying. I cannot understand why a creature would let its own vessel die. This makes no sense to me. And so, with what energy I had to save this vessel and heal it. And in doing so, I have become one entity. However, I do not have the strength in order to take this body. If I did, you would be dead and in my control. However, all I am doing is I'm nothing but a blanket, like an extra layer of skin over your own nervous system. I lay over every inch of your body. I can read your heart rate, tell when you're breathing, and know when you're hurt.
At this point, I'm just thinking a billion thoughts at once. Just what is happening? What happened last night? Who is talking to me? What do they mean? We are one. Was I actually dying? And I'm just kind of starting to just panic again. But just like, what is this? What is happening? Just that's the main question on my mind.
You're freaking out, and it's like you still don't understand, but you haven't been eating, and you feel for a minute like a jolt in your legs, and almost like a strange puppeteering, your legs begin to move, and they lead you over to your kitchen as you kind of wobble over and can't help yourself. And then it kind of wobbles your arms a little bit, pulls open the fridge, and grabs like the ingredients for cereal, and then begins to make it while also like putting some in your mouth. My goal is nothing more than to survive. That is all I am programmed. In my early stages, that is all that I am programmed. And I have not failed, but I have not succeeded. And as my job is to survive, it was to make sure that this body lives. And so I use the last of my energy to make sure that this body lives. There's no other creature that I know of that is both parasite and human. On contact, and at this point I think like it's kind of done stuffing your face. So you could, on contact, I not only took over as much as I could, but I also not read your mind, but read it for information, language, history, culture. I do not have access to all of your memories, only short term. And I know you have not been taking care of this body, which I say again, I do not understand.
Just to see what I can do.
It is not logical. And I think with that, that's a good start for a new day. It's now the next day, guys.
Today's
a lot's happened.
All
a lot
right.
happened yesterday, but today's a new day. Hold on.
Yes.
It's a new day. Have you done anything like since yesterday on the Visions, or what are we doing? And any gear, of course, that you decided to take is what's on you now as well.
Yes. I decided to. I think the rest of the day just kind of try to sketch out what I saw, so that I could just be reminded and just repeating over and over like what I saw, because I knew it was going to be important, and I knew it is important, but I was still just very unsure about what I was seeing. I think the thing that freaked me out the most was when the eyes went all predatorial. But new day. I've got a couple. I chose 2 large guns, like for my for my gear. So I don't know if walking around flats would be necessarily a good thing with just with a sniper rifle and a shotgun strapped to my back.
Well, what do you keep them like in your car or like?
Yeah, that could probably work.
Okay.
So they're in my car in a case in the trunk.
Okay.
And I didn't really know where to, what to do with all the dog stuff. So, so I would probably I would see the golf club, and I guess I would actually go to the golf course to see if
Okay.
if I knew anything there.
All right, then I want to put a pause on that, and I actually want to jump over to Jeremiah. Give me one moment. And with Jeremiah, I think it's a new day. Jeremiah's seen some shit yesterday, but it's a new day.
New day.
And you're actually, if you're not up early, you're woken up by the sound of, actually like a large group of,
dogs just flying against my house.
Yeah. It is
Breaking their
dogs, but
necks.
they're all actually barking, and you can actually hear it, probably somewhere nearby. And yeah, I think if you were to step out, you can kind of know the area, so you know it's coming from somewhere in the junkyard next to the motel.
Okay.
Other than that, you got the whole day ahead of you. There's not a scratch on your car, thank God.
It's peeling, but
Mhm.
you know.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so what do you want to do?
With my new day, you mean?
Yeah, with your new day. You're woken up by just like a lot of barking outside.
So are you saying that this is unusual? Because if I live near a
Yeah,
junkyard,
it's-
I would imagine that it's probably a more common occurrence.
It you maybe hear like some barks, but like
This is like a
it's-
riot.
This is like a riot. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs are fucking going nuts.
I think I try to peek out the window in the bathroom of my hotel room to see what I can see, and I see something. I see some sort of commotion in the junkyard, but it's
Okay.
hard
Yeah,
to
yeah.
tell for sure what. I just see a lot of movement and a lot of like jerking around.
You took the exact words out of my mind, out of my mouth. I think you're able to tell that there is definitely like 7 or 8 dogs and like 1 or 2 possible people there, but it's hard to tell.
So I decide that this looks like the kind of thing that I should investigate. But I'm very much not. I'm not really into getting in the middle of action. I like to kind of scope out things, and I want to get the upper hand on situations typically and exploit them and see what I can get out of them. So I very cautiously work my way around to the junkyard, but keep my distance as I observe.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think it's like an open enough space that you're able to kind of keep your distance. What you see is a group of about 8 dogs, much bigger dogs like Rottweilers, pit bulls, very kind of junkyard like bulldog type dogs, and they are all barking, and they're all facing the same direction, and they're all like howling and like growling at one dog, and you actually see it, and it's the greyhound you ran over yesterday.
Son of a bitch.
Or at least you'd think
Literally.
so, but it's standing on 4 legs.
Huh. That's at least one more leg than it had the last time I saw it.
And it is not moving. It is staring at the other dogs. It's not even panting in the hot Nevada air. It is just staring at the other group of dogs. And you see 2 of the junkyard employees actually kind of move over to the dogs, and they're trying to like push them back and like pull them back to try and like get them to just stop barking and stop the commotion. And this goes on for a couple minutes, but the dogs are like very like trying to be very predatorial about their space and to try and keep this other greyhound away from it. And you actually see a little bit in the distance these you actually hear sirens at first, and you hear you see siren lights going off on the other side of the junkyard, and one of the junkyard employees goes over to the cop car that has just pulled up. However, it is definitely a Flats police car, and out of the car steps, I don't know if you've probably seen the sheriff of the town before. Actually, no, it's not the sheriff, actually, it's the deputy. With that, I'm going to actually jump back to Hold'em, who I think, inspired by the vision of the golf club and the tee, the golf club swinging at the golf ball, you kind of, and knowing that the tragedy is going to be somewhere in Flats, you go to, I think is probably the only golf club in Flats, which is the Cactus Valley Golf Club. Have you ever golfed here before?
I have a couple times. I think that Hold'em's gone a couple times, maybe on like a business trip, maybe once for pleasure.
Okay.
Not really his thing, but he'll do it from time to time.
Okay. I think with that, you kind of, you get ready to do some holes. It's a pretty, kind of, there's not many people, at the golf course right now. You'll go over at the vending machine. For some reason, the whole bottom row of like snacks is all missing.
That's weird.
As if like somebody bought out like the whole bottom row.
Someone really likes their Funyuns.
Yeah.
Same.
I say that out loud to the vending machine.
and I feel like, and I guess we'll just skip like the paperwork and anything like that or the payment, and I think, or whether you golf or not, and I feel like the person you're to interact with, I feel like is probably Cliff.
Okay.
And Cliff, you also know at this point too, if you need her, Rita is in the back.
Okay.
Just like doing some paperwork.
Okay, and I've caught caddy for Holden before.
Yeah,
yeah.
like a couple times. I'm
Yeah.
not sure when the last time has been, but
Yeah. Oh wait, I have to get back into voice. Okay. Hold on. How you doing, friend?
Hey there. I was about to do your voice. Jesus. Hey there,
everybody
Cliff.
just turns into fucking hey.
Hey. Hey there, Cliff. Have you seen anything weird around here?
Well, we do have our snack. Our bottom tray keeps on. A bunch of people keep on getting snacks from the bottom tray for some reason. In that vending
Yeah, I noticed
machine.
that.
But that's about it. That's the only weird thing going on. We have like a stray dog come through here every once in a while, but
Dog?
yeah, it's like a
What
like
kind of dog?
like a greyhound, a three-legged greyhound. He roams through here. It's actually kind of cute, but I get kind of sweaty, chasing him.
I grab Cliff by the shoulders and pull him to where we're out of earshot.
Okay.
Okay. Hi.
Say that.
How you doing?
Say that one more time, just so I know that you're telling the truth.
Okay. I said greyhound with 3 legs. Would run through here, and I get kind of sweaty.
You're kind of sweaty?
I chase him.
You
chase the
chase
dog.
it, okay.
Yeah.
I think almost comically at this like exact moment, because like in my mind how this shot is, it is like the two of you are like hunched over, pulled aside, close to the camera talking, and like right behind you are like the glass doors that lead out onto the course, and
Okay.
in the background you just see like this now 4-legged greyhound like trotting along, and like Jeremiah like in the background just like kind of like stalking it.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really shown up yet today, but I'm sure it will come up at some point. We have no idea, right? It's coming up behind us yet.
I feel
Alright.
like
Good.
I feel like Rita's also looking at like the security cameras, and then you actually see her step out of her office and then actually like head out the doors, and Jeremiah, you see this short woman walk out who then yells at you like, "Hey, you can't be on the course."
That definitely gets my attention.
Yeah, that definitely
and I
gets
turn
both
around.
of your attention, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So that
and you
wouldn't
both
happen to be the dog, would it?
it grew a leg. It grew a leg. All right, well, here we are. It grew a leg.
I'm gonna grab Cliff and start following the dog.
Are you
I
just
think it's-
like pulling me along?
Yes.
I think as you run out, Rita's like, "Cliff, you got this?"
Yeah, I'm gonna chase it down. I'll
you're gone.
catch it. Yeah. I start running. Yeah.
Jeremiah,
I already
as you're
paid. I'm
like,
supposed to be here.
yeah, Jeremiah, as you're like slowly kind of like like sneaking around this open field.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like force that on you, but like I still think you're like, I don't think the dogs noticed you, but I think they've noticed you.
Oh well, just disgruntled older gentleman in a cowboy hat running around a golf course in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
And you definitely see both Hold'em and Cliff. Hold'em specifically kind of dragging Cliff out. Also looking at the dog.
Okay. Is this your fucking dog?
Not ours. I mean, apparently he likes making his domain here, but it's not our dog.
Making his domain? Where are you from?
I'm from right here in Flats. Who are you?
I'm Jeremiah Sherman LeClaire.
Jeremiah.
Mr. LeClaire. I don't know what that was, a weird combination of the two.
Are you sure you want all three of us in a scene? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
All
This
three
is
of you in a scene without a single NPC for me to
Interject.
possess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Mhm.
All right,
Look,
well,
Go on.
Mr. LeClaire, how do you know this dog? I don't know what kind of question I'm asking, but how do you know this dog?
well, I hit it with my car yesterday, and then I almost killed it.
Oh, that's sad.
That's a little rough.
Well, okay,
looks-
it looks
But
fine.
yesterday,
It
it
look-
only had 3 legs, almost lost another, and its neck was practically in half. Then this morning, I wake up, find it in the junkyard, and it's got 4 legs, looks fine, and it's just going on about its day.
I mean, not to be like this, be that guy, but is it? Are we talking about the same dog? I mean, there's a chance that the dog, that 3-legged dog, is just no longer with us, and this 4-legged dog just showed up. I mean, we have no idea.
Have you seen any other dogs around here other than that one?
No, well, I mean, there's dogs everywhere. It's Nevada, not like some other random place in the world. But I just have a hard time believing that this is not the only greyhound around here. I mean, he might have a family. You never know.
Look, I live right by the junkyard, and I'm a good observer. This dog is the same dog that I hit with my car. And that
And you said
dog
it
As you guys-
had 3
You
legs,
it had 3 legs.
and it now has
I-
4 legs. And I've never
As
seen
you guys
anything
are
like it in my life, and I don't know how to explain it, but I've never seen anything like it. This is what I know.
As you guys are talking, or you know what, I think you kind of all take a moment to like look over at where the dog is, and it immediately catches
Tell me
you
it's
all
dragging
off
its
guard,
ass across the sand dune or something.
as it is you know when like an animal just like stands on its hind legs like it's a person?
Sure, Matt.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
doing that, but like just standing there watching with like its ears kind of perked. And then the moment it sees you looking at it, its ears unperk, and then it goes back down to all fours. And then actually then like runs away over to the back where like the maintenance shed is for like where like the maintenance stuff is for the golf course.
Okay. I'm not the only one that just saw that, right? I mean, I know I didn't
Nope.
really take my medication today, but I mean, this is ridiculous.
Look, I've seen some weird shit, but that's not normal.
Listen, I know what I saw. I know that's the same dog. I don't know what its deal is, but who are you again?
As you're looking around, Rita actually comes into the shed, who's followed behind. And
I thought you looked familiar.
Cliff, I was looking over the cameras again, and you
I
need
haven't
to see
gambled
this.
in years, but I wind up in that
And
area sometimes.
She actually pulls it up on her phone, and shows what the video camera right outside the shed picked up, that you passed through, and you see the Greyhound.
Go ahead. I'll
as
be right
it,
here.
Is actually kind of making its
Absolutely
way,
not.
and it seems like it's like maybe like around like early afternoon.
Hey!
And there is like a bar.
I was
over
just
the
trying to
shed,
watch the
and
goddamn
it actually
thing.
like
I
jumps
didn't
up
even
and
make
like
it a whole
uses its
family
nose,
fucking
and like on like
reunion.
it's jumping up
I'm
on
gonna
one leg, it
watch
has 3
while
legs,
you guys investigate.
and
I'm an
uses
observer,
its
not a
nose
doer.
to kind of like
I've learned my lesson
open
many
the
times.
bar and then like let itself into the shed. Just
What
because
is
it's a
up
smart
with that
dog
caddy?
to just like give itself a little shelter, and then as it's kind of and then it kind of walks back out.
I'm not
and
usually,
kind of lays
but
down
me.
in the sun, where you then see something strange, and it's very hard to tell what it is because for some reason security cameras are always filmed on potatoes. you can see in the black and white footage there is some sort of almost slug, some sort of bug, some sort of snake that is like slithering along the grass and enters the gravel near the shed, and the dog actually notices it and its ears perk up, and it actually like gets up on its three legs and then like
Yeah, but
growls
it's
at it
got
a
now
little,
it's got four
and
fucking
then
legs.
in a moment
so
you kind of
it
jump
can
back
drive a cart if it
when
wants.
this snake lunges at the dog and like lands somewhere on the dog's neck, and you see the dog actually its legs actually go like shake and go limp for a second as it falls to the floor, and it's trying to regain balance, but it is completely like shocked and it is in pain by what just happened, and it begins to kind of almost freak out and stammer along on all three of its legs, and it tries to run over to the shed and actually like bumps into the wall at first, and then it looks almost extremely weak, like it's about to collapse, and you can kind of see a little bit sliver of what's left of the dog as the dog collapses on the floor of the shed.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh
And-
my god.
So, where? We
Cliff,
just have.
I don't know what to do with this. Cliff, I don't know what to do with this.
I think.
wait, just-
I think
just-
I need to take that phone.
Just to clarify real quick, is that what we see currently in there is just a puddle of sweat and blood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do not see the dog.
No, the dog is nowhere to be found.
Well,
I
yes.
would like a copy of that video if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could send it to me. Well, send it to me,
This
and I'll.
this isn't something that I think should just go around. This is, I don't know if there's like snakes or something or what, but I mean, I saw the dog. Why does it have four legs? I don't.
That
I
That's
mean,
great question.
well, I mean, I
Would
don't
love
know.
an answer.
We're not gonna go ahead and we're not gonna share the video with everyone. I mean we have to. We're gonna keep this between the four of us with I guess Mr. Leclerc out there, but we will figure out a way to solve this, and get to the bottom of this.
This has been a long week, and I don't want any whatever. If there's some sort of leaping snakes, I don't want the people on this golf course to get hurt. If I'm sorry, I've seen you.
No.
I've seen you on the golf course before. Is there like, why should I give you this footage?
I approach her and I say, strange things happen all the time. Stranger than we would like to admit a lot, but I need you to trust me right now.
You're
and-
trying to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I need you to trust me right now. The greater good is to let me have this videotape. This is definitely manipulate someone.
Yeah, I'll just say to Rita, I'll say, look, I've worked with this guy, or I've caddied for this guy. He seems legit. I think we could trust him. Just this would be to help out though too if I was doing this too, correct?
Yeah, we can decide on that after.
Yeah.
after we'll
I will just put that out there to Rita.
Okay. So you're Chris is trying to help me out by helping convince Rita that I'm trustworthy.
Yeah, and double check, make sure you guys don't have any, special moves that could help.
Mine helps if I help someone, but not when I'm being helped.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and
Okay,
roll.
so I'm gonna roll. Fuck. That's plus charm, which is 6. So I really need to help out. A good
Okay.
help out.
Alright.
Okay. I'll like I said, I go to Rita, but like, look, just trust him. We gotta figure this out for the sake of the golf club and for the sake of this situation not getting out.
All right. Cliff, give me a roll.
Roll plus cool.
My by the way, plus cool is 0, so just forewarning everyone. And it's it's a
All right.
7.
7 and 9 on help out. Your help grants them +1 to their roll, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger. Now, for a
Okay.
7 to 9 on manipulate someone, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it.
I pull up my sleeve and show them the orders, like insignia,
Oh shit. Okay.
Wow.
and I say, I really am not supposed to do this, but there are dangers that we don't know of yet, and this might be related, it might not be, but I can't take the chance in case it is.
Are you in a cult, dude?
No,
Or like a
I put it
band.
back down. Wait, what did you say?
All right. All right.
A band, he
No,
said.
this
A
is-
band.
All right. I some weird shit is definitely happening, and you definitely seem weird enough that it seems to be within your repertoire.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Cliff.
And I'm
Thanks.
just playing on weird, so I mean, I guess we'll all
Cliff,
work together
if
in this one.
I'm also giving this to you because I trust you, because you've worked for me for a very long time.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you right now, if this backfires or hurts the business or me in any way, you have to consider your job over. Do you understand?
I completely understand. I will try my best. I've never done anything to try to purposely hurt this club.
I know. That's why I trust you. And I think you guys exchange information, and she sends it to you. And you now have
Thank
the
you.
video of the dog being attacked by a parasite.
Okay.
I think with that,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to jump over. Unless there's something you guys want to do, I'm going to jump over to William.
Yeah, I can't think of anything at the moment.
I think that's fine.
All right, William. I think you are. I think it's like a little mid-afternoon. It's coming around 3. Work's coming up soon. What's been like the last couple hours?
The last couple of hours have been just kind of like a haze. Just kind of, it's just incredibly weird, feeling good, just feeling good, and he's just kind of just doing his own thing, just getting ready for work.
Does okay. I think as you get into your car on your way to work, does William wear his seatbelt?
Yes,
Okay, good. Safety's key.
yes.
As you actually start the car and you begin to pull out to go onto your way to work, which you don't even know if you should be driving, because like just mentally you are like, I don't even know. You hear a scream of you hear a female scream coming from about a block away, more into town. And it is piercing and very like, and you kind of can't help but like stop for a moment and wonder what that was.
What do I do?
I don't know. What do you want to
Do I have to roll or?
do? That's if you want to try something, but you are on your way to work. You just heard a scream a little farther in town that sounded kind of like blood curdling. But if it's not your business, it's not your business. You can do whatever you want.
Um,
Or you can go back inside and call out of work.
I mean, I think I probably roll for just to see what I can do.
What was that? I'm sorry, you
So
cut out.
I just should I just roll because I want to Will would want to try to investigate what's happening.
Sure. You know what? I think that's fair. Why don't you roll to read a bad situation?
All right, so +1. Nine, so +1 is 10.
All right,
Hey,
on a
first-
10.
First complete success.
Woo! Yeah, it's been a lot of partial successes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yay! We did it,
Alright.
Reddit.
On a 10 plus, you get to hold 3. So on a hold 3, you get to ask 3 of these questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims?
What's question 1? What's the best way to protect the victims?
Okay. You actually see down. I think with this too, to get like a better eye, do you like drive over a little bit just to kind of like check it out?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you actually pull up. It's actually it sounded like the scream came from the diner in town, and you actually see one of the waitresses, who you've seen a couple times, probably just because you've been there before, run out of the alleyway and just into the street. And I think you get the sense that she's probably the one who screamed, and that the best way to protect the victim is to keep her from whatever is in the alleyway.
Okay. So, is that the only question I get, or?
No,
Oh.
you get 2 more. You know what? I'm just gonna copy and paste these right into
Okay.
our chat. And then the additional thing too is if you act on the answers, you actually get +1 ongoing while the information is relevant. So that's pretty cool.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah, I think there is. You actually see stepping out of the alleyway, kind of almost like very silly. Like you just see a greyhound with just kind of trotting out, and this waitress's eyes are like locked on this greyhound, like it is the scariest thing that she has ever seen, and she actually screams again. And a lot of like there's a couple people like on the sidewalk that like don't necessarily take notice because she's screaming at a dog, and they're very weirded out. But there is something, as this dog steps out, you feel something on like almost like a chill, but almost condensed to that point at the base of the back of your neck, as if this is trouble. As if there is something extremely wrong, and almost like whatever voice is in your head is trying to warn you immediately about this dog.
All right.
And then you get one more question.
What's my best way in?
Best way in is it's an open road. There is the alleyway that way. That would be the easiest way to get into where she originally screamed. You could go around the whole building, but that probably wouldn't be the easiest way. But now that the victim is kind of almost like 30 feet away from you, it's not too hard to kind of get into the middle of the scene. It's weird because best way in almost implies like a room, but it is like the situation is pretty close. So whether it's you were to just kind of just move forward, it would not be hard to get in the middle of this. You could. I'm trying to think if there was maybe a more. It would be very hard not to get the dog or the waitress's attention, just because it is an open scene.
All right. I'm gonna step up.
I think with that too, all of you guys all also hear the scream as well. But we can figure out what you guys do in a moment.
Okay.
So I feel like I should step out of my car and approach the waitress to see what's going on.
The moment you step out of the car, your legs almost like puppeteering style again, like almost lock. And you hear that voice in your head again say, "The moment that it knows what you are, it will kill you. Do you understand?"
What do you mean it? Like it looks like it's just a dog.
The dog on 4 legs standing before you is a parasite, completely taken over. It is no longer a dog. Do you understand?
I take a moment to just to think. So there's more of you?
Yes, I warned you already that a parasite, if it finds out what we are, this hybrid, it will kill us. Do you understand?
I mean, we can't just leave the lady helpless. Like, we have to do something.
Why?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? You cut out.
He says, why?
I kind of stumble on my words, but just come up with something, and I just end up saying, well, because I can't just stand by and let this happen. Like, it's clearly someone's in danger. Like, we have to help.
It actually hums like that. And it pauses, which is weird because this has been like a very analytical voice, as you've actually made it think for a moment. I do not understand. But it is not fair to me that you do not have control, and it kind of lets go of your legs. I can tell you you do not want to die. My main priority is to stay alive. You do not let it know what you are. Do you understand?
At this moment, I just kind of just say yes, 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 and I just book it to get between the dog and the waitress, and I just kind of.
The dog has like that like goofy dog smile on its face, you know, like kind of panting. And then the moment like you walk over, it sees like just another person, and it actually kind of like stops and just keeps like a stoic face, not in like a threatening way, but like just noticing someone else has run over. And this waitress is like she just saw like a murder. She is freaking out. You look, and she is like stepping away. She is stepping into like open traffic, kind of like stammering to herself, and the dog actually almost like seizures for a moment, as it almost looks like its form is like shaking, and the greyhound's jaw unhinges, and its lower jaw just displays this row of shark-like teeth, and its eyes are this dark black as it growls a deep growl at the two of you. Table Party has been brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter at The Table Party, and find more of our work at Team Chaos Productions. See you again soon. Later.